I'm Chris,
And I'm Kylie. And this is Redefining Resilience,
where we explore what it means to build a resilient lifestyle
so you can thrive in any and every situation.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Redefining Resilience. This is Chris. I'm here today with Martel, our trainer.
Yo.
All right, man. So tell me about you. All the things.
Yeah, all the things. Okay. Well, I grew up in South Bend, Indiana, but then moved here to Indy in like the 4th grade, so pretty much grew up here. Went to school, to North Central High School, came out, did 1 year in college at Indiana State University.
What year did you graduate high school?
2018.
Fuck, that makes me feel super old. I graduated in 2004.
Whew. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. It feels longer during this conversation, actually.
Yeah. Well, every time. So like my friend Will, or actually me and Sarah, my wife, she would be like, we'd be like thinking back to like high school days, and we'd be like, dang, that was like 6-7 years ago. I was like, well, yeah.
Just wait till it's 10 plus. It's like, holy shit. How far away is it for me? Too long.
Yeah. But yeah, went to college, Indiana State University, and after that, I only went for 1 year, mainly because of financial reasons. And then I just wanted to become a trainer, personal trainer after that. Did some personal training, then kind of like fell out of love with it due to other reasons or whatever. And then when you guys came up to me, I was like, it kind of like reignited that flame of mine to just like continue helping people.
But you've always been training, right? Yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been training since like, I want to say elementary school, honestly.
I mean, it looks like it. You're not a little guy. So, yeah. What'd you pull today on the reverse band deadlift?
865.
Ah, fuck. Just 865.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Just a little.
Whatever.
Just some light.
Yeah.
Some light.
That's literally all the plates we have. Well,
Yeah.
all the painted plates. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I teared up a little bit in the back. But, wow. So you've been training. What have you been training for? What like ignited the fire when you were young for lifting weights?
Honestly, I would say, so it's a funny story. So my mom, she has a picture of me when I was like, probably like 2 years old. And it's me standing on this like coffee table, and I'm sitting there like flexing. And she always just like I feel like she tells me this like every year or every day. She's like, yeah, I always knew you was going to be like our little muscle man just growing up. And so like that just kind of like got like instilled in me to just like, I want to be muscular. I like being strong. I like having muscles.
Because it's awesome, first off. Being strong is very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's addictive.
Yeah.
Like, see what you got in the tank.
Yeah.
Wow. I started a little different. I watched Rocky IV when I was 7. I knew I didn't want to be a boxer because my nose is too big, but the weights were addictive.
Yeah.
See what you could pull out of yourself every time in the gym.
Right.
So you started flexing on the coffee table.
Yep.
How did that progress?
So from there, I would say elementary school, they had a little like track team. So just like staying active, they chose like kids to like go and like run this like little like mock track meet that they had. Did that, and then going into middle school, I did track and shot put, like the field part of it. That's shot put and discus. And then I also played football, and then I also did wrestling as well. Wrestling, they incorporated more weight training a little bit, just like not a lot, but I like really enjoyed like that part of it. And then from there, I went into high school, only did track and football. Track mainly, or actually no. In high school, they have a weights program, so you can like join. It's like a weights class that you sign up for, and not really sign up for. You just put it on your schedule. They put it on your schedule for you.
But it was just weightlifting?
Yep.
Man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I had to join every sports team just to get to the gym.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I fucking hated baseball, but I joined it so I could lift.
Yeah. Yeah. So, they had a weights class. I wasn't able to do it for my freshman year because you needed to have like a gym credit or whatever. So you have to do it. So you had to do gym. And then I think my second semester of freshman year is when I had joined like the weights program, or I keep on saying program, but with the weights class. And I just really enjoyed it. And then I would say after that, like joining like the track team, we had this coach. His name was Coach Gambles. He's a firefighter now, but love that dude to death because he really like taught and instilled in me like the discipline you should have when you're committing to something. And so he would have us doing like weight training and then just like the runs. I mean, I loved doing, because I did hurdles in high school, the 110 hurdles and the 300 hurdles and the 4x4. But you needed that strong base from the weight room in order to be fast or just like be good at the sport.
Yeah. If you don't have any available spring because you're weak, you would suck at hurdles.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's fantastic. So that's actually really normal, that the getting bitten by the weight bug.
Yeah.
That's what some people call it. Just joining the Iron Mafia happens usually from like a high school stimulus.
Yeah.
So like a track coach or a football coach, or in my case was being around larger people.
Yeah.
And I just thought, fuck, man, how do I get huge?
Yeah.
Like, it looks cool to be larger as a man, So yeah, it's cool that you had, what was the name? Gambles. Coach Gambles in your life to show you what you're capable of.
Yeah.
Or at least open that door and show you that you can try harder and become better.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that spanned over into your personal life?
Oh, definitely.
How so?
So I would say definitely the discipline part definitely helped me to like continue pretty much like throughout life. Once I got with Sarah, my wife, I was just like this shell of a kid. Like I was just like, didn't really want to share like myself with anybody. I thought like showing like weakness in a sense was like not like manly.
Emotions are unmasculine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But she helped me to like break open that shell. She was like very patient with me. I mean, she still is, because I'm still like working on things with myself. But I made sure like that discipline that I had, I knew I wanted Sarah, and I knew I wanted to make it work instead of just giving up on the relationship.
Yeah. So you are in the process of becoming a fireman, right?
Yeah.
So how does your weight training background help you in that process?
Well, one, who wouldn't want to walk out like a burning fire, jacked as fuck, big as hell?
Right.
It just looks cool, first of all.
Yes.
Secondly, I feel like the mentality that you should have, like going into like wanting to be like a firefighter, it's like like helping people mainly. Is being out in the community, showing like your face to like people. Like when you're out there and people see you, like people see like a big strong guy and he's also a firefighter. It's like, oh, I really want to, like if I saw somebody like that, I'd be like, oh, I want somebody like that serving my community, serving my neighborhood, because I know they'll be able to handle whatever's thrown at them.
Do you think, I know the answer to this question, but I like to ask it, the body is a representation of the mind?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah. So one of the funniest things I've seen since I moved here, well, in the smaller town I lived in as well, we had a fire alarm go off at our apartment.
Yeah.
So we're all standing outside, and these guys pull up and jump out. And as they're getting out, I'm not paying attention, right? I think it was like, I don't know, 11:30 at night, which is like 4.5 hours past my bedtime.
Right.
So we're out there with the dogs, and I'm kind of dazed. And Kylie looks at me and goes, I don't think any of those guys could carry you out if you were in trouble. And I started looking around, and I'm like, well, yeah, I'd be toast.
Yeah.
So it's good to have larger firemen because that means I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Selfishly speaking, I'm not going to die in a fire because somebody can pick me up and carry me out.
Right. Yeah.
I have forced a lot of weight on the system, so I understand that it's a self-inflicted problem.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's cool. I think it's cool to see like a need in the community, a way to give back, and a way to inspire.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of inspiration nowadays. There's a lot of pseudo inspiration. I know we talked about this earlier. Like, I need 10 guys of the same mindset bullshit.
The like-minded men.
Yeah.
The like-minded individuals. Like, yeah, I hate that saying. Or just like the buzzwords.
Yeah. A lot of buzzwords to sell things to people, and a lot of
Yeah.
buzzwords that sound like you're being helpful,
Yep.
but you're really not.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just doing more damage than good.
Yeah.
So to have the mindset that I'm in this to help people is fantastic. Because then it leaves endless opportunity.
Yeah.
If you're here to help people, like our goal at Odyssey, when we wrote down what we wanted to do with our business, it was help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
That was it. And really cool things have happened.
Yeah.
Because helping people is endless. So when you look at your fitness journey and how you became a trainer, how does your life affect your ability to train? Like how did your life develop you into the trainer that you are now?
I would say mainly seeing getting that like discipline and like that mentality instilled in me. I also want to see that in others, and I also want to help others build that same mindset when it comes to training. I think it's like really important to have that because you can also do that in your personal life as well. It's like you're training for something like a goal of yours. Let's say you want to like bench 405 pounds. What are those goals that you're going to take? What is the mentality that you're going to have? What's the mindset you're going to have in order to get to benching 405 pounds?
And then the real question is, what the hell do you do after it?
Continue. Make a new goal.
Right? Yeah.
405 pounds, make it 500 pounds. Reach that goal.
I think the fact that we are literally steeped in endless possibility fascinates me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know we were talking in the gym earlier while you were lifting, partly fueled by the new pre-workout we just got. I drank and sat there and did nothing and let it course through my veins about the passion behind this.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that the weights show you, and this is where I lose people sometimes, but it shows you who you really are.
Yeah.
Right? It shows you what you got in the tank, and when bad things happen or situations that are stressful happen, it shows you what kind of man you are during stress.
Yeah.
Are you going to back out? Are you going to give up? Are you going to give it half a second of effort and then just poop out,
Right.
and then move on?
Yeah.
Or are you going to load another plate on that thing and try harder?
Exactly. Grind through it.
Yeah. So how did you build the grind, right? So you're in there pulling over 8, which is an obnoxious number, first off. Anything over 800 pounds on a bar is ridiculous. Like, very cool. But how did you get to that? Or did you always have that? Like, when things are hard, I'm just going to buckle down into my tenacity and push through? Or was that something that you built?
I would say it's honestly something that I wouldn't even say I've had to build. It's honestly just always been there because I've known, like, just to myself that, like, I want, like I love the grind. So failing something, let's say, because I didn't tell you this, but I failed 865 before you got here. Like, when I was just here by myself, I failed 865. I was like, shit. All right, let me just take a breather, readjust, and we'll pull again. Let me just go a little lighter, see what 825 feels like. 825 flew. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get back up to 865. So just like retesting those limits to see like where you're at, or just like redoing that weight and then succeeding it feels great. Feels good. It's like a momentum push for me.
Well, I think it's sad too if you look at the amount of people that don't know what that feeling is like.
Yeah.
If you could describe this feeling, I've never asked this question before.
Yeah.
If you could describe the feeling of a PR,
Yeah.
and for layman's terms here, that's a personal record.
Yeah.
Something you've never lifted before that is above your current threshold that you train for and then acquire.
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
It's like euphoria. It's like, damn, I just crushed this. Like when I had like 740, like when my deadlift PR was like 740. And then one day in the gym, came back in, I hit 750. 10 pounds is a lot.
Yeah.
And I fucking crushed it.
Yeah. The video is insultingly easy.
It's like I don't really like show like the emotional like side behind it. When I do hit it, I'm kind of just like, yeah, like it was easy, like nothing to it. But inside, I'm like, fuck yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah.
I'm him.
That's it right there.
Yeah,
I'm him.
Exactly.
I'm that guy. I'm the dude that's capable of pushing himself to a ridiculous extent.
yeah,
I think there's a lot of men out there that need that, men and women that need that push to find that inner Goliath, you know, that inner monster that has the capability of destroying things if needed.
yeah,
So I don't really get into like the whole soft men versus weak men thing or soft people versus weak people. I think you're just kind of subjective to your time. Like,
yeah,
there's certain seasons, like I've got 3 daughters, so I don't act the way I act in the gym in any other scenario ever.
Oh yeah,
Right? Like, if you ever watched the movie Interstellar with me, I weep in that movie. Like, I can't even talk about the scenes that I cry in because I will cry talking about them.
Yeah.
Right? It's just so emotional.
yeah,
If we could teach anything as trainers or coaches, is that the human body is endless possibilities.
yeah,
Not only that, pressing and pushing the body to a new realm, a new level, is euphoric.
oh yeah,
It is literally why we are on the planet, to find the next threshold of capability.
exactly.
Yeah. Like when you lifted that 865, I said, man, that's living.
Yeah.
That's life right there, man. That is what living life to the fullest looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It's pushing your body past what you thought it was capable of.
Yeah, and then not giving up when the shit sucks. Like in the middle of that pool, I was like, shit, this is heavy.
Yeah.
My back hurts.
Yeah.
Didn't stop though.
How do you cultivate that, though? How do you cultivate that self-actualization? So just to dig into that a little bit, self-actualization is really interesting.
Yeah.
Because self-actualization is a skill, not a talent.
Yeah.
So a talent is something you just are birthed with great abilities for or are naturally gifted at.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that are phenomenal speakers. I am not one. I have to build that skill. But you can refine the skill of self-actualization, which is seeing yourself in the future as something better than you are currently.
Yeah.
Not everybody has a refined or even an active self-actualization skill level.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that it is literally zero. Like
Yeah.
they do not see themselves better. How would you help somebody get past that or just start that journey of seeing themselves as better in the future?
I feel like just starting like to set goals, like seeing where you're at now and then seeing like, cause I feel like everybody intuitively wants to be better than the current version of themselves. It's just, they don't see, or like, they're probably like, I feel like a lot of it is probably like the environment that they're around. It's like, they see people who don't want to better themselves, who are content, who just want to just coast through their lives instead of surrounding themselves with people who want to grow, or an environment of just like endless possibility. It's like, I feel like that's like step one.
As environment?
Yes.
So how would you fix your environment?
I would say probably just like getting rid of getting rid of like the people that you're surrounded with. Like if they don't have a mentality to grow, start getting rid of those people. Start surrounding, like going out, finding like events, all that stuff. I would say
Forcefully put different people in your life.
yes.
So one thing that's really interesting about that, I think a lot of things are really interesting. I
Yeah.
say that all the time, is that when you progress, you also shed.
Yeah.
So humans do a lot of really interesting things because we're just a big defense mechanism.
Yeah.
And one of them is we don't want to feel out of place or out of the social norm.
Yeah.
The problem is progression requires a new social norm.
Yeah.
So for progression requires a new social norm, that means the people in your current social norm no longer belong there in your new one.
Yeah.
So to progress, you have to shed the old dying version of yourself, to use an aggressive analogy. I say all the time, when you go into the gym, I want to kill the earlier version of myself.
Yeah.
That man no longer exists. When I leave the gym, the better version is baptized through fire and it comes out. It's rebirthed, right?
Yeah.
You're doing that when you progress. You
Yeah.
start reading books all the time and your friends don't read books, you will shed friends quickly.
Yeah.
That happened to me when I picked up a book. It was called The One Thing, and it was the first book into this self-development journey of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I had a buddy come over, picks up the book, thumbs through it for, no lie, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He goes, I already know all these things in this book. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That book took me 3 weeks to like mull over and really soak up the knowledge.
Yeah.
You looked at it for 10 seconds. Like, that was so profound to me
Yeah.
that this book stood out and gave me all this knowledge, and I felt like I was growing and changing reading it.
Yeah.
And he looked at it for 10 seconds. It's like, maybe we're not friends anymore, man.
Yeah.
But that's normal. So when you're talking about moving to the next level and getting rid of the environment that you're in, that's like a requirement.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate requirement if you look at the current people around you as something that you're required to save,
Right. I love that.
which you're not.
Yeah.
It is interesting. And you get a lot of heat. So,
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are like afraid of that, which probably fine to be afraid of it. Like, but are you going to let that fear consume you because you don't want to lose friends or lose where you were comfortable at?
yeah, because where you're comfortable, are you growing? We don't grow in a state of comfort, right?
Yeah, no.
That's just the normal progression. Like if we grew in a state of comfort, you'd never have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
We'd all be huge, right? Or very in shape.
I wish.
I know, right? But in order to become larger, stronger, faster, better at anything, you have to increase the pressure
Yeah.
and you have to shed the problems or refine yourself, I guess is a better way to say it.
Yeah.
I know that I'm ADHD, pretty hella ADHD. I have to be very careful what stimulus I bring into my life because it will control me.
Yeah.
But I have to give myself like blocks of social media time.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, man, I will murder some Instagram. I'll be on it for like 4 hours, you know. But yeah, I think that's fantastic. You have to change the environment. After you change your environment, how would you progress them? So let's say they change their environment by stripping some friends off of their friend list and start going to the gym. What's the next step?
Developing, I would say, kind of cliche, but like a winning mindset, or just like a positive mindset of, instead of like that like having like negativity like around you or like in your head. I would say like going in, a lot of people are like, oh, well, what if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? They see other people, you're like, I wish I was there. I'll never get there. I used to think I would never touch 700 pounds. But here I am, deadlifting more than that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a you gotta have a growth mindset instead of like a fixed mindset. And I actually talk about that in my mastermind. Instead of having like the fixed mindset of, oh, I'm only going to stay here. I've hit this mark. All right, that's it. No, you want to have that growth mindset because the benefits of that is you just continue growing.
Well, I think it's twofold. I totally agree.
Yeah.
If you don't have the mindset before you start any journey,
Yeah.
the journey is going to be very short because you're going to get there quickly.
Yeah.
The stagnant mindset, you're already there.
Yeah.
You've already achieved it. You know, to be comfortable means you stop trying.
Yeah.
To have a growth mindset is to fall in love with the process.
Yeah.
If you love the process, then goals are unlimited.
Yeah.
So if you fall in love with the process, goals are unlimited.
Yeah.
So I think we were talking about it earlier. You're like, man, sometimes I don't like this. You know, pointing at the weights. It's like, sometimes this just hurts. It just sucks.
Yeah.
But the outcome desired is so full of passion and drive and understanding of like what that actually looks like and what it's going to do for you and where you want to be is so profound to you.
Yeah.
That you just push through the suck. The suck is just part of it.
Yeah. You got to embrace the suck.
So I think one of the coolest, I think we've talked about it a couple times on this podcast, is the rule of thirds.
Mm-hmm.
A third of the time it's awesome, third of the time it's okay, and a third of the time it sucks.
Yeah.
If you divide those out into levels of learning, how much do you remember learning when all things were firing on all cylinders?
Probably not a lot.
Well, why would you? You don't have to do anything. Everything's firing on all cylinders, right?
Yeah.
Not saying you can't, but like the amount of learning that's done on the bottom third is a lot.
Yeah.
The bottom third says rethink your shit.
Yeah.
Revamp your training. Look through your protocols. Mm-hmm. What are you eating? How are you sleeping? Like, you have to get granular because you have to get out of there.
Yeah.
If you don't understand the bottom third or like soak it up and feel it and like let that emotion just like overtake you and drive you into a change, then we're going to be stuck in that middle third that like, okay, this is fine, whatever. I'm just going to slowly die and go into oblivion and fall apart because I'm quote unquote getting old.
Yeah.
We have to embrace the suck as adamantly and passionately as we embrace the top third.
Yeah.
There's just no other way around it.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
So tell me your worst training experience. So like the worst day in the gym.
I think, let's see. Oh, yeah. So, the gym that I used to go to, they would have like Saturday leg day or whatever. And it's just like, kind of just like a deadlift party. I remember like I was younger, I was coming in, I think it was like 2019, I want to say.
So before COVID.
Yeah. And so it was like deadlift party, everybody like weights going up, you know, people hitting like 400 pounds, 500 pounds. At this time, I probably was hitting around like 585, like at that time. So I'm going up, you know, and then they load up 6. And I'm like, oh, we're going to see what we do. So everybody, they're hitting it. Gets to me, I don't hit it. I'm like, I'm embarrassed. They're like, oh, you're good, dude. You're going to get to it. And me, sometimes I don't want to hear that. I'm just like, I just failed in front of like everybody at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, I feel like that day was a day I was like, yeah, let's get stronger before because I don't want to do it. I don't want to feel this feeling again.
Let's lean into that. What do you mean you don't want to feel this feeling again? What was that?
It felt demoralizing.
But you're still strong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
600 pounds is a lot of weight.
Yeah.
You're talking top 5% probably of people on the planet that can do that.
Yeah.
But it was still demoralizing.
Yeah. Because I feel like I knew that I was like, I was capable of more. And so failing that, I was just like, I'm a failure. This shit sucks. Fuck it, I'm going to come back and do it again some other time, though.
You knew you were capable of more.
Yeah.
That is probably the hardest feeling to wrestle with.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down. It's like your dad telling you that he's not mad, he's just disappointed.
I hate the word disappointment.
I know, right? I feel like I'm giving myself a dad talking to.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's just pathetic.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. I mean, I'm mid-4s in bench, and if I struggle in the 3s, I'm ready to turn it in, man. I'm like, what is wrong with you, bud?
Yeah.
But yeah, so having that emotion of failure, what does that do for you? Do you feel like that fuels you?
Oh, it definitely fuels me. It definitely fuels me because, yeah, I failed it, but I'm not just going to be complacent and just let it be. Like, these are things that I want to achieve and work on. So time to grind, time to get to that point where I want to be. So yeah, it's going to fuel me to get to that point. It's like kind of like a stepping stone to that goal that I want.
So how do you view failure? Because this is always interesting with trainers. Mm-hmm. I was just at a supplement shop this morning. Shout out to Point Blank and Carmel. They're the best. A couple people were in there talking, and the way they viewed the struggles they were going through was just like the world is super demoralizing. Failure's absolutely eating them alive, so there's no point, and they're not going to try.
You see, I see that as, yeah, you can think that way, but it's all about the reaction to how you, or how you handle that. I view failure as a learning opportunity.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah. It's like, all right, I failed. What can I learn from what, like you kind of have to like break it down as to like why this was a failure or like why you failed this. And then work on those little tidbits that you feel like you could have did better at. Try again.
Well, there's no way. I mean, that translates to everything in life. There's no way that you will learn if you kill it at everything.
Yeah.
Right? My favorite was watching like the kid in high school. Favorite analogy for this is watching the football player in high school that's just like naturally gifted.
Yeah.
He grew faster than everybody. He was just a little bit more athletic. He was, good moving his body. Right. Yeah. And then you get to like junior, senior year, and then all the other kids are catching up. And then you go to college, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like
everybody's good.
Not only is everybody good, everybody tried a lot harder than that person.
Yeah.
And they were good.
Yeah.
So it's like this eye-opening experience for them. Like, how do I handle failure through something I love that I was naturally gifted at?
Right.
And that was the conversation at Point Blank this morning was, I was always really good at this, but now I'm quote unquote old, so I'm just giving up because I'm being beaten, as opposed to I see this as something that will motivate me to work harder.
Yeah.
But failure's the biggest teacher.
Yeah.
It's also, I think, the number one resource for people wanting to get better.
Yeah.
Fail at a bunch of shit and you'll be great.
Yeah.
Beat yourself up for failing and you'll just waste your time.
Yeah.
It's all just data consumption. We just live in a big giant science experiment.
Yeah.
I think I do. How many times do you think I use the word subjective and objective?
I was just making fun of you the other day, and actually yesterday with Sarah as well.
Yeah.
I was like, subjectively.
But it's true, right? Like everything is either subjective or objective because it is a science experiment.
Yeah.
We literally live in the biodome, like figuring shit out as we go. Mm. And because we don't have all the variables locked down, there's a lot of failure involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're coaching a client that's new to the gym, how do you introduce this information?
Slowly, because I want them to be able to take in like what I'm teaching them and then actually apply it to what they're doing, and then progressively add more and more like knowledge to like their bank pretty much. And I always encourage them to ask questions. Asking why is like, why do I need to front squat? Well, you need to front squat so we can develop your posterior chain so that you'll be able to lift up more weight or build up your back so that when you bend over, you're not straining your back.
Yeah. So the why behind the process.
Yeah.
Questions are my favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite clients are new ones because they have a shit ton of questions.
Yeah.
My older ones that have been training for a while are more hands off than my older or newer ones.
Yeah.
I like the people that are like, what the fuck is this? Why do I do this? Why is this here? Why is my hand here? You know, why does it matter when I do this? It's like, sometimes I don't even think about it. We just have done it.
Yeah.
And then when they ask the question, I'm like, you know what? I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
So why don't I dig into that? Because there's a reason, right?
Yeah.
I went through a 2-week back and forth with a client over mixed grip and double overhand on deadlifts.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a rabbit hole. Everything's a rabbit hole if you make it one.
Yeah.
You know, just like every meal is a single serving if you make it one.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. I think any questions that can help develop you as a trainer and help the client are extremely beneficial.
Oh, yeah. Plus,
it's just fun. I like questions. I think they're neat.
Yeah.
See how people operate in their brains.
Right.
So we're going to go into this in the next episode, but you're hosting a mastermind. You've been training with us for a little while. How can people get a hold of you?
Either through Instagram, they can do my email, like my Odyssey email. I say mainly through Instagram, just so they can see like what I do, and then kind of just like helping them to get a better understanding of who I am.
It's Carl Weathers Jr., right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Anybody doesn't know who Carl Weathers is? Wrong podcast. It's Apollo Creed on Rocky, okay? And Billy, I think, on Predator, isn't it? No, Billy's the Indian guy.
Yeah, that's I can't even remember.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan. Yeah. Anyways, yes. So we'll put a link on the show notes for his Instagram, Martel's Instagram, and his Odyssey email, which is super easy. It's just martel@odysseyresilience.org. Yeah, reach out. He's a trainer here, so anything from mindset development, personal training, body composition change, strength training, all that. Mobility work. Yes, I forgot. Yes, he's also doing the mobility.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'd be more than happy to have you on. Come in, check it out. Reach out to Martel or us, and we'll get you set up.
Thanks for listening to Redefining Resilience.
To learn more about building your mental and physical readiness, check out odysseyresilience.org.
And follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok.